outcry against Confederate symbolism is still going strong nearly 2 weeks after the violence in Charlottesville, Virginia.
Even an ESPN broadcaster with a familiar name has been reassigned. Is that taking things too far?
Fox 7's Casey Claiborne spoke with members of our community to talk about that, as well as Austin's own Robert E. Lee Road and the UT statues that came down this week.
This event has been declared an unlawful assembly.
Nearly 2 weeks ago, racial tension in our country seemingly hit a boiling point. Violence and death in Charlottesville, Virginia. In the days following, the Austin City Council vowed to change the name of Robert E. Lee Road and Jeff Davis Avenue. Conservative advocate Torrin Archbold says trying to erase history is dangerous, especially if it doesn't directly affect you.
I mean, somebody that lives on the north side of town that's never been on Robert E. Lee, why? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. And if you let that kind of stuff affect you, it'll ruin your life.
Archbishop Dr. Sterling Lands II from Greater Calvary Bible Church says destroying elements of learning sets us back instead of forward.
It's history. It's not beautiful, as our president says. I think that's ridiculous. But it is history, and there's much to learn from that.
Land says he's never allowed Confederate symbolism to get to him.
I can ride by a Confederate flag all my life. I was born and raised 28 miles from the Ku Klux Klan headquarters. I didn't care anything about that, and I used to see their signs. It didn't matter to me because that was their sickness, and I refuse to let their sickness become my sickness.
With that said, Dr. Lands feels Confederate soldiers were villains, not heroes. So removing the statues from UT's main mall this week and placing them in a museum for education is a good move.
But don't get me wrong. I am not on board with just going in and arbitrarily or capriciously pulling down statues and ripping up flags. I think that's ridiculous. There are more important things for us to be doing in this nation than that.
This week, ESPN decided to pull a broadcaster named Robert Lee off of the University of Virginia's season opener because of his name.
Does he have to ask his mother for forgiveness for having the last name Lee and having her name him Robert? Was she a racist at heart when she named him? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Austin NAACP President Nelson Linder supports the removal of the Confederate monuments in Robert E. Lee Road, but says ESPN's decision was just too far.
From my standpoint, I wouldn't do that. Frankly, I think people are supposed to know who this guy is, and basically a lot of folks in the country who named Robert and Lee. I have a friend named Robert Lee.
In fact, the Austin History Center confirms in the 1950s there was an NAACP chairman of membership here in Austin named Robert E. Lee. So what's in a name? Dr. Land says the issue our country is facing right now isn't just about a name.
I think it's about people wanting to do good because of the guilt associated with white supremacy. And they are looking for ways of fixing it, but they don't really want to go too far. So let's change the name of the street. Let's pull the statue down. Let's tear the flag down. You still got white supremacy. So what did you accomplish?
Casey Claiborne, Fox 7 News.